Hello, my name is Maggie Kerrigan, and today I'm going to be talking about risk management practices. Oxford Dictionary defines a risk as a situation involving exposure to danger. I prefer Stanford University's definition of a risk as it is much more applicable to the IT field. The possibility that the occurrence of an event will adversely affect the achievement of the organization's objectives. This makes me think of the most common types of risks we see in IT: hardware and software failure, human error, spam, viruses and malicious attack, and even natural disasters. All of these risks can bring an organization's systems down, making them less productive. The first step in a risk management plan is to identify the risks to your company. The second step in a risk assessment is to analyze your risks. Not all risks are created equal. As you can see here, we have a risk control matrix which can help to rank risks based on their severity. The vertical line shows the likelihood that a risk will take place, while the horizontal line shows the impact the risk will have on the organization. For an example, a fire would have a low likelihood of happening, but a large impact on the company, so it would be in the top right-hand corner with a bright red rectangle. The control matrix helps to give the risk assessment team an idea of what risks are more important to address above others and how to approach them. Once you have analyzed your risks and determined their levels of likelihood and impact, it is time to figure out how you will approach controlling the risk. And guess what? You have options. The first and probably most obvious option is avoiding the risk altogether. You say to yourself, well, we just won't go down that path, then there is no possibility of the risk happening. Of course, this sounds great on paper, but most risks can't be avoided completely, which is why we have the other three options. Probably the most common option is reducing the risk. We can do this through installing antivirus software, setting up firewalls, and using intrusion protection systems. We can choose to share the risk. We can also choose to share the risk. By this, we mean that we would transfer the financial impact of potential losses to another party, typically an insurance company. The last choice we have is accepting the risk, realizing it's something we must live with. This is generally used for minor risks with low impact and likelihood. After figuring out how you will control your risks, you can walk away, right? Wrong. It's time to record your findings. Things you need to record include hazards that are causing harm, who might be harmed, and how and what you are doing to control the risk. Lastly, you need to continue monitoring your controls. Are they still effective? Have things in your organization changed that would make them ineffective now? Maybe you have a change in staff, or you're using different equipment, or management has updated some policies. All of these things can be a reason to reassess your risks, leading you back to step one. There are many ways to help your organization succeed at becoming better with risk management. One of the most important is promoting active communication and collaboration. It's important those working on the risk management team to learn to communicate and work together to get things done. But it's also important that those who are not on the risk management team understand the importance of this team and assist when needed. Building a risk-aware culture within your organization can help with this. If everyone knows how important risk management is, even if they don't participate on the team, they will assist the team when needed and reach out to the team when they see things that don't seem right. Another important practice in risk management is to hold all employees, not just those on the risk management team, accountable for risks within your organization. This can be done through training by opening up employees' eyes to the risks with most likelihood or those that would have the highest impact on the organization, and teaching them what to look for and how to respond to these risks. It's also important to speak the risk language throughout your organization to make sure everyone understands and is on the same page. It's important to establish clear policies and procedures that follow government regulations and standards and make sure that all employees understand and abide by these policies and procedures. The more clearly these are written, the easier they are for employees to follow. It's also important to establish clear feedback looks for reporting and escalation. This can be done through well-written procedures that give step-by-step instructions on what to do and who to contact when a risk occurs. It may seem trivial to write these steps down, but when a risk occurs, you can get shocked and forget what you're supposed to do and in what order. I can't stress enough how important it is to continuously monitor your controls to make sure they are working for your organization. And if you notice changes, conduct another risk assessment to see what may work better for you. In fact, you should conduct regular risk assessments even if the controls you are using seem to be up to par, because there may be other new vulnerabilities within your organization that need to be addressed. There's also a lot of software available specifically to manage your risks, and you should use this to help you. Some of these include ClickUp, Risk Cloud, and Vendor 360. There are many reasons why risk management is important. Believe it or not, risk management strategy plays an important role in planning for the future. Through an increased awareness of hazards and therefore possible risks, your department can create a strategy that effectively controls hazards and risks moving forward. Also, incidents incur both direct and indirect costs. Direct costs consist of lost wages, while indirect costs include lost working hours, damage to property, and diminished employee morale. These are only some of the costs of workplace incidents. Mitigating hazards can help prevent accidents from occurring, saving your organization the hefty financial and administrative burden of incidents. Not to mention, you can help keep your staff in one piece. Complying to the appropriate regulations is now non-negotiable, and a breach in compliance could lead to serious legal repercussions. The identification of hazards in health and safety risk management helps your organization stay aware of any potential risks. A risk management strategy will follow regulations closely and leave no stone unturned when it comes to making sure your organization is working legally and safely. If a risk spirals into a serious incident, the blow to brand reputation may be extremely detrimental. A damaged reputation can be difficult and expensive to fix. Even one event as a result of an overlooked hazard or risk can cause serious, irreversible damage to the company. Thanks to social media, criticisms aimed at the company can be much easier to spread, and this can exacerbate reputational damage. Risk management can help stop such events in their tracks.